Hey guys, Master Thinking here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so the Dokkan now has just finished. Shout out to everybody who came and watched it live with us on the 59 Gaming Twitch channel. And saying that, I do have some of the guys here with me now. We've got Gale, Nolar, Sunblade, and Kensei. So say a quick hello, everyone.
Hi everybody, how's everybody doing today?
I'm excited, super excited.
I'm hype as well, man. I'm hype as well.
Dragon Ball Z Vegito battle is a thing, so hey guys.
Right. My tweet is coming real and real every single day. Super Gogeta's the only one left, and then it's Fusion battle, baby. Let's get it.
Let's go. Right, so also quick shout out to Air Dokkan, one of the data miner leaker guys. We're going to be using his thread to go over the information because he very conveniently posted screenshots of basically everything that they talked about, so I'm just going to be going down that and we'll be talking about it as we go through. So we saw the 6 characters that we sort of already knew about from the banner. We actually did find out that the Dabura and the Toa are getting Dokkan Awakenings, as well as the Broly and the Vegito, which we sort of knew before from the Super Attack animations. There's a whole bunch of other stuff as well. So the first thing that we've got here is the new events. So we've got, there's a Protect History Time Patrol event, which is basically going to be like Infinite Dragon Ball History or the Legendary Goku event, where you fight through 8 stages. You get rewards each step of the way, so if you fail like halfway through, you still get some of them. But I would imagine at this point everybody kind of knows the deal with these events. You just bring a bunch of people who can stack defense and then you're going to be good. But all the enemies are going to be Dragon Ball Heroes characters, so what do you guys think? I think that's a cool thing for them to add, rather than just doing like a story event. I'd like to see more stuff like this in the future, so I think that's pretty good.
I think it was pretty much expected. I didn't think it would come out like with this one, but I was hoping like if they were going to do Heroes regularly, you know, when we were all expecting like, oh, Heroes is going to be a mainstay in Dokkan maybe because of them running out of things after UI Goku and stuff. I thought maybe inevitably they'll do something where they'll throw in the Xenoverse characters or the Heroes characters into like a Infinite Dragon Ball History stage, but we're getting it now, which is just as good. I'd say it's, hey, more stones towards the new unit, so I'll definitely take it. Looking forward to seeing who all will be there. They said it was going to be 8 phases, I think they said.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see. Obviously the four of them will definitely be the characters on the that we saw. Basically one of them will probably be Supreme Kai of Time, Xeno Trunks, Goku and Vegeta. I'd expect maybe Vegito at the end as well. So yeah, give or take, we at least know like 4 to 5 characters at least. So yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how it is and how difficult it is as well. Like what effects are they gonna do? Is like Supreme Kai of Time gonna seal you like she actually does in her own card?
Yeah.
Who's gonna stun, so on and so forth. It's gonna be very interesting.
The major thing you want to take away from this is that it's not part of Infinite Dragon Ball History. It's its own
Yes, because it
event.
says it will be similar to.
Yeah.
Similar, so it's its own event, which means that they could probably throw. They're probably planning to throw more Dragon Ball Heroes cards at us, which then will be in turn put into this event for us to farm and fight and all that stuff. So that's the key thing to notice. It's not part of Infinite Dragon Ball History. It's something similar to it. It's its own thing. So
Yeah, this could end up having multiple stages, I guess, once they've released more stuff. So that's a good point as well.
Yep.
So then we're also getting another story event, the Dark Empire Saga. They should bring back the old ones. I think they've always done that when the celebration comes back. Obviously, you can see here we've got, this is the art for the Awakened Mira and Toa. I actually missed that when people were saying about it while we were watching the thing. Did they say that they're getting their awakenings on Global? I didn't notice them saying that.
No, they're not.
So yeah, I guess that's probably still just going to come with the Gogeta stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you can see, there is a new farmable free-to-play character. I'm sure everyone's super hyped for what is his name again? It's like Demon God Salsa or something.
It's Demon God Salsa.
Yeah,
It reminds me of Bowser every time people say it, because
So
Salsa, it's like, god damn it, man.
So he has a TUR as well. He's a farmable free-to-play unit. We don't know anything else really about him. I mean, I think his character design is kind of goofy, but at the same time, the TUR art is actually kind of cool. But
You know, it reminds me a bit of Hoi from the Tapion movie.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sort of.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he does, because obviously Beat and Arms from last year's free-to-play event were actually pretty decent. So it'd be good to see what he does, but we don't have any information about that just yet. So then scrolling down, Toon and I did a video about this yesterday. They did confirm Dokkan Awakenings for 4 units. Funnily enough, all extreme. Because when we did the breakdown yesterday, there's 4 extreme units and 5 super units who don't have TURs yet. And so they've confirmed Awakenings for the 4 extreme ones. We didn't get any details though, unfortunately.
I think it's partially because we're gonna come on to them in a couple of slides later on after the SSJ4s, but I think it's because of the Toa and Dabura. Whereas the other SSJ4s already have like a lot of units that can basically be part of their team. Toa and Dabura's own team doesn't have necessarily the broadest of choices when it comes to Dragon Ball Heroes category units. So I think that's partially the reason why they just chose like, let's Dokkan Awaken all 4 of the extreme class units and get them some support and build a team around them.
Plus, the way they do Awakenings for the Heroes units most of the time is you'll probably get the medals from the story event, and obviously the story event is extreme themed because it's like the Dark Demon storyline thing. So I guess that ties in, because obviously the main banner is Super Saiyan 4 mostly, but then the rest of it is actually kind of more extreme orientated. So obviously you guys can guess, super excited about Awakenings for both of the Master Boys, especially because last year I think it was when they gave units Awakenings, they featured them on the banner, and obviously the problem that Global has had with the release of Heroes is all 4 of these units, both of the Heroes banners that we've had so far, they weren't featured, so your chances of actually pulling them were pretty slim. I went fairly deep on both banners and I got 1 copy of all of them except for Dark Mask King, so I would actually quite like to get him as well as get extra copies of the other ones. But as I say, we got no information about what they do, so bearing in mind we have no idea what they're potentially going to do, are there anyone in particular you're excited about, Sunblade or Kensei?
Yeah, so you talked about Dark Mask King, and yeah, I hope that he will be super busted, but because I think he's Extreme Int, right? And Extreme Int, Extreme Int could use it, and he recovers HP. His overall passive of his SSR is already very, very good. He causes immense damage, I believe, too. So I'm very, very hyped about this card in particular because he's so busted in Heroes as well, the card in Super Dragon Ball Heroes. So I'm a big fan of him already.
Yeah, like same here. My favorite one is the Demon King one. I did not pull any of these guys, so unfortunately I have to pretty much summon the banner. So I'm excited to pull these guys. So whenever they get their Dokkan Awakening, they're gonna be really good. I really wish that the Xeno Vegeta and the Xeno Goku should have got the 2 wars as well, but they didn't get it this time. So maybe next year.
I mean, yeah, I guess to be fair, there's so many units that needed Awaken. The fact that we're getting a banner with, 6 new units, 4 of them Awaken, and then we're getting 4 Awakenings for old units as well. So it's definitely a lot all in one go. But yeah, they've still got plenty of stuff they can do for the next one as well. Moving down to the next thing, we have the first ever Dragon Ball Heroes Dokkan Fest event. Kind of different to a normal Dokkan Fest event though, because one of the things they did mention during the stream is that it's only going to be available during the collab, so we don't know what type he is. I'm pretty sure that wasn't mentioned, but let's say he was an AGL type. It's not going to be around every Monday and Sunday when the Super AGL events are around, so obviously if you do summon on the banner, or even if you don't, farm up the medals, because if you pull him at a later date or whatever, you're not necessarily going to be able to do the event at any time. So, Nolar, what do you think we could possibly expect from the Super Saiyan 4 Vegito Dokkan event?
It's going to be interesting on the Dokkan event because he's not a Dokkan Fest exclusive card, right? So that means, because the banner therefore means it's going to be guaranteed featured SSR. They're not going to add him or other Dokkan Fest units on the banner, so that's going to be pretty good on that regard. It's going to be interesting because it's probably going to be Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and then a stage of Vegeta, and then fighting them both together, and then a fusion, and then the TR version. So probably like 5 phases in my mind.
That'd be cool.
if I'm thinking typing, it's gonna be interesting because this 2020 is the year of super strength, so we don't need more of that.
Yeah, super AGL needs to make a comeback.
I mean, of all the weakest ones I could think of, like maybe it's either between like super tech or physical.
Yeah, I was gonna say
physical. Just got Super Saiyan 2 Angel Vegeta, so that one's still buffed up a little bit. I don't know. I don't want it to be AGL and strength. It needs to be tech, int, or physical.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can look at the other Vegito lists we have. We have 2 STR Vegitos. We have 2 tech Vegitos. Do we have 2 tech Vegitos? Yeah, we have 2 tech Vegitos. We have 2 physical Vegitos. We have 1 AGL Vegito. 1 int Vegito. I think it'll be either AGL or int, maybe.
Yeah, that's an interesting way of looking at it, actually. Yeah, because they're not necessarily going to go by that, but yeah, that's.
Oh no, it's just a possibility.
No, it's an interesting observation because they do sometimes stick to like weird kind of themes like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll be interesting. Obviously, hopefully, I mean, Dokkan events are never going to be super hard, but hopefully it will be a little bit more challenging. I'm sure we would all appreciate that because. I think pretty much everyone here, even if you're not Nolar level, you just steamroll through Dokkan events. So hopefully
What do you mean? I require like 50 stones per Dokkan event, man. It's hard. It's a hard life out here.
Yeah, imagine the earlier times in Dokkan where you had to spend like 5 to 10 stones.
Oh, dude. You remember Tech Cell? I did that event the first time before year 1. One run, I used 7 stones.
Damn.
7 stones.
Yeah.
So yeah, never do that. If you're a new player, don't spend lots of stones.
Yeah, it's not worth
continuing Dokkan events. But now we're going to get on to the unit information that they did release, and keeping my best interest at heart, they did show off the boy Super Saiyan 4 Bardock first of all. So I've got the information up on the screen. This guy's kind of busted. I mean, he was the first one they showed, and immediately we're all like, "Oh, okay, this is the level of where these cards are going to be." So even though I'll talk about him because he's my boy. You guys can pick one of the other ones. So attack and defense 140% at the start of the turn. Now, also bear in mind, Bardock and Gohan are only SSRs. They do not have Dokkan Awakenings. So that's the first thing to think about because remember, at some point, they will get one and become even better. So 140% attack and defense at the start of the turn, then an additional attack and defense 40% when there are another 4 or more crossover category allies. So that's obviously a new category that's being added. I think we were kind of all thinking the same thing, but Goresh said it out loud on the stream. Kind of a weird thing for a category because it almost makes heroes kind of pointless. Just as a very quick aside, what are we thinking? So this is going to be all the heroes characters. I guess Android 16 and 21 will be on there because they have the fighters logo on their card. And then I guess technically that means Saiyan
Xenoverse.
and Mirror yeah, because they've now added them to like the Xenoverse thing. They put that logo on their card. So obviously that's actually kind of cool for me because it means Saiyan is now fitting onto this kind of team with some of the other heroes cards.
And the last one you forgot about One Piece, the One Piece crossover.
Oh yeah, that STR Goku that I'm sure we all have.
Yep.
Well, if you actually played it, you farmed like 100 of those.
So just as a quick aside, funny story, I'd only just started playing the game when that came out, so I didn't know how the game really worked. I didn't really know about farming super attacks, so I don't even know if I still have a copy of that guy today. I don't know if I even farmed one to keep, because I had no idea that was an event that was, never going to be around again. So,
right.
But yeah, I mean, he could be on there. I can't think of anyone else off the top of my head. Maybe they could put on random characters like the Arale units and stuff, but I know they're considered part of Dragon Ball. But yeah.
Well, it was a crossover though. It was the Village Penguin crossover, if I remember.
Yeah, that'd be kind of. Could you imagine? You run like the Super Saiyan 4s and then like Sour Man on a team.
Oh no.
But yeah, so he gets the additional attack and defense, and then attacks effective against all types when HP is 80% or more, performs a critical hit when HP is 90% or more. I mean, geez,
full additional, boys.
Turn 1 when you're on full health. If you've got the crossover category allies condition as well, He has 180% attack and defense, super effective against all types, and a guaranteed crit. And he's an SSR. I mean, what else do I really need to say about him? I mean, he's insanely good. So, I mean, my all Bardock team is going to get a big upgrade. So, I'm pretty excited about him. And then his leader skill is the crossover category, 3 key and a 120% stats. So, yeah, very solid. Considering he's the first one they showed, he is insanely powerful. So I obviously am going to be hoping to rainbow this guy. The next one was Super Saiyan 4 Gohan. So come on then, who's the biggest Gohan fan? Who wants to take this one?
I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm a Gohan fan. Well, SSJ2 Gohan fan, but you know, we still appreciate Gohan in general. So his passive is attack and defense 140%, and he reduces damage received by 40% when there are another 4 or more Giant Ape Power category allies on the team. So we're getting Giant Ape category on the global version already, so that's a huge plus already. And then he has a high chance of stunning the attacked enemy when performing a super attack. So automatically, you know, you'll throw him into stuff like SPR quite easily, and he'll pretty much be a huge help to the team overall.
Yeah, because
I think that's. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
I was just going to say, one thing that we've seen in the past is units like the AGL Zamasu comes to mind, because I'm pretty sure, doesn't he have 40% damage reduction? But he has no defense. So we've seen units like that. They don't really... Normal attacks maybe, but in some of the harder events, if you take a super, like that 40% damage reduction doesn't really help a huge amount. But if you give someone 140% defense and then 40% damage reduction, like, oof, that's...
And then keep in mind, we don't know what their super attack effects do. He could just be infinitely raising defense for all we know.
I mean, if he's like his other Gohan counterpart, greatly raises attack and defense, what about that? Then?
Again, we don't know. So just whatever we see here, this is our reaction based on that. So the super attack effects can be something else.
Yeah, because I mean, even if he has no super attack effect, I mean, that's still pretty damn good. And then you add on the 50% chance to stun with his super attack as well. This guy, like, obviously that's always kind of my main focus. I'm always looking out for the strategies for those kind of things. If this guy is super AGL, he is an auto-include for the no items attempt for Extreme Super Battle Road.
Sure.
Like,
he will be a big help.
Yeah, he'll be insanely good. So, and then his leader skill, similar to Bardock, he has the thing in his passive. So his leader skill is actually the Giant Ape Power category. So, like Gale said, the fact that that's coming to global early is pretty cool. Obviously, they're not... One of the things I was kind of worried about was that they were going to also drop, like, Gogeta early, but then, of course, that means you have 2 banners, and you have to decide, like, how you want to split your stones and stuff. So I think this is probably the best way of doing it, just introducing the category now and giving us the, I guess, sub-leader, if you want to call it that. What do you guys think about that category? Because I think the category is pretty solid. Obviously, we're missing the Int Gogeta, but... The category's pretty good overall. What do we think?
I think the category needed the Super Saiyan 4s. That's why I was like, wait until the Dragon Ball Heroes collab comes, and then we'll decide how good it is. And it is very good. Let's be honest. It still would. It could still use some TLC. I feel, of course. You know, we still have to get the, as mentioned earlier on, we still have to get a Goku and a Vegeta SSJ4 Xeno option as well, and then we have SSJ for Gogeta Xeno. We have so many more SSJ4s and Giant Ape category units that still have to come to the game. So the limit break units, whenever they come to global Dokkan in general as well, the limit break SSJ4 form. So currently I'm glad we're getting more variety with this celebration, but I'm still looking to the future. It's still a work in progress. I feel it's definitely something that will just improve over time as they start jumping into heroes a bit more, I think.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, let's we'll move on here. There's so much stuff still to go over. So
yeah, for sure.
So Gale called Gohan. The next one up is Super Saiyan 4 Broly. So who wants to take this one?
Yeah, I'll take that one because Nolar said that I will get him. So yeah. So when I saw his kits, like attack and defense 140%, and he will probably have immense damage as a modifier for his super attack.
Yep.
That is pretty good, but he only has that effect that he has a high chance, probably 50% of doing an additional super attack. And if you compare that to the Vegito later on or to the Bardock, I was a little bit disappointed. I expected something more hype, but nonetheless, he will be very good. But he will be one of the characters that gets a Dokkan Awakening, and I was kind of like, okay, I'll take it. Nothing special. So
yeah, it's interesting because the two unawakened characters, their passives seem like a bit more powerful than him, and he's going to be a TUR. But sorry, go on, Nolar.
Well, the only thing that would salvage him is if he stacks his attack and defense per super, right, on his SA effect.
Yeah,
so then the fact that he has a high chance to get another one will like kind of steamroll him a little bit. So that's the like as we see right now, we don't see the super attack effect. It's a little underwhelming. I'm gonna be honest. I was hoping that he would just like the physical Broly auto super. And then another, so 2 supers plus an additional high chance of another super if you have a Giant Ape Power category ally. Like, I think that would have been fine, like, as a TUR. But as is, it's just okay.
Yeah, because the other thing to notice as well, the way his passive is worded, he gets the attack and defense 140% when performing a super attack. So this is a guy that you will not want to be putting in slot 1.
In slot 1.
Because if he gets hit before he supers, he takes a ton of damage. But like you said, all they need to do, if they give his super attack something like greatly raises attack and defense for 3 turns, then it means boom. As soon as you get those couple of additional super attacks, both of those stats are going to jump up super high. So obviously we don't know what typing he will be, so we don't know what his free ability will be. But you definitely want to give this guy a decent amount of additionals. And then, if he gets like 3 supers off in 1 turn, if he has any sort of raising of attack or defense on super, which I feel like he will. I feel like the passive is basic enough that he must have some sort of special super attack effect. And then, what was his leader skill? His is Giant Ape Power as well, and it's 3 key and 130, which is pretty solid. Right? Yeah, pretty solid.
So the only thing I would be the one thing I would say is that if he were gonna give it a typing, what would you guys think it would be?
For the Broly?
Yeah.
Probably Gale, because we have an Gale Broly. Never mind.
Probably
we have Wrathful Gale Broly, but I guess
I feel like every single time a new extreme unit comes out, everyone's just going to be like, make him extreme tech because it needs.
Yeah, I mean, I want Towa and Dabura, one of them to be tech, but I want Broly to be probably. I think extreme STR. I'm gonna call extreme STR. I think
interesting because extreme STR for me, I know there are units who aren't. It feels very like transformation boost heavy because it's all like the cooler team, and then you have like Janemba, Cell. So I don't know who he would be best like put with on extreme STR. But I mean, all of these units are mainly going to work super well together. They're probably not thinking about how they fit onto the mono teams more so how they fit onto these other category teams. So, so that's what we got for Broly. So then we have the big boy Vegito himself. I guess we'll let Nolar take this one since Nolar is the big
notorious Vegito fanboy, right? Yeah. So all right, look. So we're now in not Dokkan battle anymore. We're in Vegito battle.
Yeah.
So yes, we are. Look, his art's phenomenal, at least in my opinion. That TUR looks real good. Yeah. So. Passive skills, attack and defense 140. Crossover category allies, 1 key, attack and defense 20%. Giant Ape Power category allies, 1 key, 20% attack and defense. So he automatically has start of turn 140% attack and defense, and then he's a support unit, which these categories needed.
Yeah.
So he's highly sought after.
Well,
and then again, he's what's that?
I was just gonna say, plus the 2 categories he supports, he is on, so he'll be getting 180% attack and defense and 2 key.
Yep.
Yep.
That's ridiculous, man.
Yep.
And then high chance of evading enemies super attack and countering with tremendous power. So,
Actually, that's something that I just thought that we didn't see because we saw those 2 super attack animations, which I'm assuming is the SSR one. Yeah. So he has a counter, but we haven't seen what his animation is yet. So
I'm not gonna lie. Are we sure that second one is an SA? Or
yeah,
is it not
because
a
it's
counter?
too long to be a counter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
imagine-
I mean, you never know, bro.
Imagine seeing that like 7 times.
Oh, hey, it's Goresh.
Hi, Goresh.
I mean, to be fair, the counter for the STR Vegito is, I wouldn't say extremely long, but it's longer than the normal counters as well.
Yeah, but it's not like.
Oh yeah, it's not the
fast
same.
and
It's not as bad
roundhouse
as this
kick
one. Yeah.
From the sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd be interested
This
to
one
see
is just,
what
like,
that's going to
long.
be. And yeah, it's interesting that he is, he's like the main guy, right? He's like the big ticket guy. He's got the Dokkan event, and then he's the support unit, which is crazy because he's the one that you're going to want to be running almost over all of the other ones. And then, yeah, he's also the support unit.
for sure.
So that's insane.
He actually reminds me a lot of STR Cooler. Because you're going to be running 2. So you're going to have one on every rotation.
Oof.
And that just means that you can even float him if you wanted to, because
Yeah, you can float
generally, well, you can just float both. I'm saying, because like generally, what you want to do, well, generally what happens is like if you get pummeled in the last slot, your support unit's generally just going to get crushed. Well, this guy, he has 180% defense and he's high chance to counter supers. So like, what he doesn't have anything to worry about, and he's supporting. So.
That is insane. And then his leader skill is the crossover category 3 key, and then 170% to all 3 stats. None of this 170, 170, 130 split. Oh no. So, I mean, we talked about it earlier. We don't know exactly what it's going to be. We've got some ideas, but obviously all of the heroes characters will be on there. So this guy just becomes the de facto heroes leader. And as we did mention you, Goresh, it kind of makes the heroes category seem somewhat invalid, but I guess we'll have to see who else is going to be on there. So
the only real use for the heroes category is in certain units passives. They have conditions that you have to have like a certain number of heroes category units on the team. Like Golden Cooler has that.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta has that as well.
Goku does for his damage mitigation as well. The Super Saiyan 3 one.
Yeah, so for me, that's really the only thing that's keeping that category at least semi-relevant. Because you're right, every single hero's unit is in the crossover category.
Basically, yeah.
And since Vegito has the 170 leader skill, like, why would you ever care about the heroes category?
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, for me, if they did this, it's basically they just took the equivalent would have been, hey, we have a Shadow Dragon Saga, and now we're gonna give you guys the GT category.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's exactly what they just did here. You know what I mean? So
you're right. Yeah.
Why not give us a GT category now?
To be fair, we've been having this somewhat of a problem since like when we had, I think it was like we just got the Future Saga category with, I think it was physical Super Saiyan Gohan. Physical Future Gohan, and then a few months later we had the Time Travelers category, which was effectively nearly the same category with some differences. So since then we've kind of had this problem of like this categories that just are so closely related. This is the first time we've had like a category invalidate another category entirely.
I don't think there's another instance where there's a category that is literally 100% inside of another category.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've had this sort of thing.
Yeah. I guess the only thing I can think of that's kind of similar is the fact that all of the heroes units are time travelers, but that's
that is
quite
true.
the same thing. But so the last thing, I realise the video's getting quite long now, but the last thing, we have the information for the Deborah and the Toa. So to go over Toa very quickly, attack and defense 100%, all allies key +3, attack and defense 30%, high chance of an additional attack 10% for all allies and a high chance for additional defense 10%, and then extreme class allies attack and defense 50% and recovers 50% HP when HP is 50% or less. So she's very similar to the existing Darkness Toa. The main difference being that the requirement to get the heal is obviously way easier to get to, like 50%, very easy to get to in some of the harder events. And then obviously the heal is not a full heal, so I guess the only main thing is if you get hit down to, you know, like literally 5-10% HP, it's not going to be giving you a full heal. But then the fact that she's giving that attack and defense 50% and then all of the rest on top as well, like that one turn, I mean, if you can be lucky enough to get that to go off, I mean, that's going to be the turn where all those other units are probably going to be giving you the highest attack stats that you're going to see out of them.
And then also she kind of reminds me of the Supreme Kai of Time. Like kind of her passive where like she gets like high chance like a 12% to the ally, so it kind of reminds me of that. And I think she's actually a better Supreme Kai at Time for sure.
Yeah, I guess it depends. Like we've said for a lot of the other units, we don't know anything about their super attack effects because obviously one of the things that makes Supreme Kai of Time so good is the fact that she seals and then also massively raises her defense.
And plus, in the name as well, they're demon goddess, so they could be in the realms of God team.
They will be in there. Yeah,
they will.
Yeah. And of course, they'll be differently named, so it means you can run her and Darkness Tower on the same team as your support units, and then you have 2 ways to heal yourself if things start going a bit wrong on some of those harder events. So that's very cool to see. She has the Dragon Ball Heroes category leader skill, Freaky, and 150 to stats. And then we'll move on to the Dabura again. So they both have Awakenings. His TUR art is actually pretty cool. The slides are the opposite way around. So he also has a Dragon Ball Heroes category leader skill, Freaky, and 130%. And then he gives attack and defense 100%, an additional attack and defense 100%, and attacked enemies attack and defense minus 20% for 2 turns when facing only 1 enemy. So in a large majority of the events, I mean, that's quite good, 200% to stats, and he's nerfing the enemy's attack and defense.
The one thing I want to say, I don't know if there's a lot of events with only 1 enemy that you can lower attack and defense in.
Yeah, at least in the later stages, that is very true.
Yeah. That's my only problem with him so far is that, like, yeah, it's nice, but I don't see those instances that often for the nerfing part, at least.
Yeah, because some of the, one of the only ones that comes to mind out of what we would consider, quote-unquote, the harder events is the Android stage of Infinite Dragon Ball history. I know you can attack lower basically all the way through, but then obviously that was one of the first 2 that came out, so compared to the other ones, that's one of the easiest ones.
Pretty sure Vegeta family you can as well.
Oh yeah?
Yep. I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Oh damn, okay, that's good. But yeah, so I mean, not necessarily going to be used in every single event, but it is quite useful. And then if you're facing 2 or more enemies, he gets the 100% defense, so he doesn't get as much attack, but he's still going to be relatively tanky. Plus he also has a high chance of evading the enemy's attack, so that should be 50%. So depending on his typing, that would be pretty good for Super Battle Road, as we mentioned earlier again, with almost every extreme unit. If he's extreme tech, then obviously that's going to be a big buff for a lot of people for doing that extreme Super Battle Road stage, because 200% defense and 50% chance to dodge, I mean, that's pretty good. And the fact that we don't know what their super attack effects are, which is obviously the kind of a continuing theme for this whole thing. So that's the information. I'm not going to show the extra super attack animations that they showed because I don't want to get claimed. But so for everyone here, just to wrap up, because the video has been pretty long, but if we just go around the table, who is the one unit, obviously that's guaranteed featured, so those of us who are going in, hopefully we'll all get lucky and pull all of them, but who is the number 1 unit for you that you want to pull? I feel like a lot of people might just say Vegito because he probably is the main big one. So let's maybe say, if not Vegito, who is the one that you want the most?
I'll go first. I'll say I'd like Gohan the most, surprisingly, but I will say an outside chance for Broly depending on his super attack effect.
Yeah, if he gets that, like, greatly raises attack and defense and they make it something like 3 or even something crazy like 6 turns, then yeah, once he starts getting additionals off, he will be pretty crazy.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna go for Demon Goddess Toa.
Okay.
Her art is so good. Like her art's so good. Her essays are so good. I gotta collect my waifu.
I see. Yeah, Kensei's only on main for this year. I see. So Nolar, who's number 1 for you?
Bardock. Outside of Vegito, Bardock for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sunblade?
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
No, I'm excited, dude. All right, Sunblade, what do you think, babe?
So yeah, my favorite card of all of these, if we accept Vegito, is the Gohan, because he's part of Giant Ape Power, and yeah, if he's on Giant Ape Power, he has damage reduction, and I like that, so I put him there as a floater. I like that idea.
And Goresh?
I think the only reason why they made Broly's passive a little bit underwhelming is because he's going to have some absurd super attack effects.
Yeah, that's what we were saying before you jumped on, because it's the only thing that makes sense for his passive to be seemingly lackluster compared to the two that aren't even TURs. So yeah, I feel like his super attack could do something crazy.
If they give him 3 turns, greatly raised attack and defense, he's like the best unit like in this package by far.
Yeah, because that's what we were saying before. Is you give him additionals in the dupe system, and then you get that chance to go off from his passive. If he super attacks 3 times in 1 turn with greatly raises each time, then yeah, he's going to be pretty crazy. So is he your pick for?
Yeah, he's my pick.
And then yeah, obviously for me, it'll be Bardock. He's incredibly good.
I thought it was gonna be Dabura, man.
I know, right? I mean, I'm teetering, but no, it's Bardock for me. Obviously, being as all about Super Battle Road as I am, I think Gohan is actually quite a close second as well. Be interesting to see what typing that he's on. And then I'm sure, as I say, that probably the reason why we excluded him is most of us are very excited for Vegito and seeing how that will go down. So I'm going to wrap things up there. Just as I guess a quick thing, are we all going in pretty hard on this banner? Because
all in, all in,
for sure.
All
for sure.
in.
That's all right. That's what I thought.
Evoken who, Frieza who.
Yep. Well, maybe not Frieza, but yeah, for what we know about. Well, I say know about, but for what we can predict for the rest of the year, the 2 big things that I know people have been thinking about saving
I don't know what
is
I don't know what a
Jiren.
Dragon Ball.
Yeah, Jiren and the Blue Boys, and yeah, considering they're both essentially legendary banners with a very high chance of you dropping a ton of stones and then coming away disappointed, I think this is definitely the banner where you're going to want to drop some stones. So let us know what you guys think down below. Who is your top pick out of all of these units? How deep are you going in? Let us know all of that down below in the comment section. And thank you very much to each and every one of you for joining to discuss these. And yeah, that's going to be it from us. I will see you guys all again soon. Have a good one.